Hello, writers. Today is our first generating lesson. In a generating lesson, we come up with lots of ideas, not just one specific idea. So to help us get started, we're going to go back to Saturdays and tea cakes. Lester Laminack reminds us in this book that it is often the times that we spend with special people or in special places that it will inspire great stories. Memories that we can recall with precise detail make great things to write about. Today, writers, you're going to think about the memories or times in your life which include special people or special places as your source of inspiration. In Saturdays and Tea Cakes, Lester recalls a special time in his childhood, something he remembers with a lot of detail. Going to his grandma's house and eating tea cakes at her kitchen table. This is something Lester did every Saturday, so he remembered it well. It was a family ritual that Lester counted on and he looked forward to. Lester emphasizes the ritual by repeating the words every Saturday. He also includes many details in his story so we can visualize his words and understand his feelings. As I read, listen to the descriptive details he uses to develop the experience and to write about his memorable place and person. "Come on then," Mama said, heading toward the door. "Let's get in this kitchen and see if we can't make us a mess." Every Saturday, she spread a cloth over the red countertop and scattered a fistful of flour across it, sending a cloud into the air. Then she set out a big bowl. Mama dipped a china teacup into a canister of flour and scooped out a cupful and skimmed it over the top with her finger. Then she dumped the flour into the bowl and added sugar from her black cookie jar. She let the mixture drift through her hands like eye-sifted sand at the beach. When it felt right, Mama said, "Look in the Frigidaire." That's what she called her refrigerator. "And find me 2 sticks of blue bonnet." So when I read this page, there's a couple things that I want to point out that he does really well. So up here in the first paragraph, he uses that italics to show what she says. In the next 2 paragraphs, we could, if we turned off the video and did not have the picture over there, you could really visualize this lady's kitchen. We know she has a red countertop and she covers it with this cloth. You can see this brown, like almost like, I guess, like a piece of canvas. And it probably was to help protect the red countertop from either being scratched or getting dirty, or maybe it made it a lot easier to clean up. We can imagine this cloud of flour that goes up into the air. We know that Mama knows this recipe so well that she doesn't really have to use a measuring cup. She can just use her teacup. She's done it so many times. Down here at the bottom, we have this good simile where where Lester compares sifting the flour and with sifting the sand. Sifting is a way that you mix things together. And then back down here, the thing I wanted to point out was the internal dialogue that he has. She says, "Look in the Frigidaire," which was a brand of appliance like a Whirlpool or a GE or or whatever kind of appliance you have. And so her appliance was brand named a Frigidaire, but she's saying that that's her refrigerator, versus like just saying go to the refrigerator. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought that's a very detailed paragraphs about beginning to make these cookies. I also wanted to go back to the last 2 pages and how Lester ends his story. It says, every Saturday as I pedaled over the gravel again and out Mama's drive, I glanced back over my shoulder. Every Saturday Mama was there, sitting in her old metal glider and waving. She was waving to me. No one else, just me. So all of those details in this sentence help us to understand how special that ritual was. That this was a time where he wasn't around his cousins, or he wasn't with brothers and sisters. There were no aunts and uncles. It was just Lester and his grandmother. And so that when we have that one-on-one time with people, it does really make us feel like we're very special to that person, that they spent all this time with just us. And it also goes back to, I want to go to the last page, and it says, he says, don't worry, Mama, I won't ever forget. And that tells us that reminds us how writers think back to these important family rituals, and they can be a source of inspiration. So I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'm going to talk to you about what you're going to write today.